Hi guys, I'm Uncle Richie.
Yo, what up? JMoney's back.
And this is C10. And you're listening to the Unkles Podcast.
How are you, bro?
Bro, good. Last week, a bit of a break from you and Chucky did the episode. This week we're back again.
Yes, we're back. JMoney's back in the building.
Yeah.
That was a good app last week with Chucky. Just, talked about some of our famous Papua New Guinea dishes.
Yes.
And that one really, took me back to home and what I love and miss about our kai kai back home.
Yes, Kai, bro. When you guys were talking about that sago dish, sago is a staple for everyone that comes from my province, Gulf. We say like sak
Ooh.
or poi.
Ooh.
Yeah. Anything from poi with coconut, fish,
Yeah.
anything, crabs. It's just such a staple. My dad always tells me about how long it would take him to make the sago and things like that, because he obviously grew up in that village before coming to Pom, and just about the time it would take, and obviously letting it, we talked about the process before, but whenever he thinks about sago, it's just like it just takes too long to make, but it's worth it because you enjoy such a good meal after it.
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful. I think what it came down to, speaking about your sago, your mumu, and your agir, it's all about the process and getting the ingredients ready, going to the market, prepping the hot stones to cook, or whatever you're cooking on. Get the firewood, get it all set, and then once the food is on the fire, once it's cooking, everyone's around there together, telling stories, laughing.
That's it.
Everyone's just getting ready to attack.
Bro, speaking of food, PNG culture, and I'm pretty sure most Pacific Islander culture, any gathering, after church food.
Yeah.
Family gathering, after family gathering, food.
Always.
House cry, after that food. Things like that, where it's just any significant event that we host, we just food, because I think that's just a thing that brings everyone together, in that sense where every different province has its own special dishes that they bring, and then, everyone just enjoys it. So I think, it's a big part of where we come from.
It is a big part of where we are, and that's great segue into our next topic.
Oh, yeah.
Because Nathan Cleary
Yeah.
has a favorite food too. And her name is
Oh, love that. Love that segue.
Yes. Nathan Cleary and Mary Fowler. Mazza.
Yeah. Bro, when I first heard about it through the Hello Sport podcast, they talked about it first, I think, and they said there's no such thing as an ice cream date. Or there's no such thing as having ice cream with a person. When two people that I guess obviously as friends, sometimes people go get ice cream together, but
they're athletes.
But it just doesn't seem like two athletes. Obviously they worked on the Adidas commercial together and the product, but for them to go and have ice cream after that,
Oh, it's, they sealed a deal with that photo in Perth. I think she was playing over in Perth, and
he was there.
They were in the park, frolicking and just laying it all out there for the paps to take some pics.
Speaking of them, do you think their relationship will last, given the time difference, obviously, and obviously they're two people that I think would sort of hitting their peak in terms of professional sport and living in two different countries?
Man, I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I think they look like a very well-off couple.
Yeah.
They're young. They're both doing great things in their own right.
Yeah.
In their own sporting industries. They look like a good couple,
Yeah.
Like they haven't done anything wrong. Nathan switched on. He's cool guy.
After that
swaggy.
TikTok stuff, you know,
Yeah, oh, yeah,
he's learned.
Everyone should have gotten that.
Mature, yeah.
Not Jackman.
No, I'm trying to say, like, you're right. He's growing up. He's mature. Yeah.
He's grown up, and you know,
Yeah.
Mary's just she's the Papua New Guinea princess at the moment.
Yeah.
She played so well for the soccer. No, not the
Matildas,
soccer.
yeah.
The Matildas.
Yeah.
Apologies, Matildas, and you know, she's the hottest thing in women's soccer right now.
Yeah. Some would even say, just reading some of the things that people have said about her, and just how naturally gifted she is, and how much composure she has with when she's playing football, and just time and space. Hey, I mean, you're probably more well versed in the sport itself, and you'd understand about the game. But I mean, I haven't really had a lot of experience playing soccer or watching it as much. But I think just hearing a lot of the sporting commentators talk about how much time she has, how much space she creates. It's just, and then obviously for her off the field too as well. You know, sponsorship deals with Adidas.
Huge.
Like, doing the cover. Like, do you think she did a cover of Vogue or something like that? Like,
Yeah.
wow. She's just.
Both of them would just.
Yeah.
You know, they'd be those sponsored athletes where they can go into an Adidas shop.
Yeah.
And just grab whatever and
Damn.
walk out. Oh, the dream.
Only we could.
Yeah.
You know, do that?
If only.
We'll have an uncle's shop one day where we can just walk in and
Yeah, we will. The uncle's shop will be right next to the Adidas.
Yes.
Like down in Pack Fair or something.
Like big shopping centre.
Chermside. We'll be in there.
Yes.
Just vibing out. Mary Fowler will be our ambassador.
Oh.
She'll open the women's clothing line.
Yeah.
Right. That's a dream. We'll get there. We'll get there in the end.
Yeah. But back to the question, you think that last, the relationship's solid enough?
I think so.
Yeah.
I want them to last. Liv was watching the David and Victoria Beckham show like a few weeks ago, and I look at them, I see a bit of that in there. Two superstars just falling in love and you know, going on a going through life or going on a ride. So maybe it could be like that. The time difference thing sucks for them.
See, that's probably why I think they might not last. Just because of given that Mary plays over in England, Nathan's here, their off seasons are not going to collide because, you know, in terms of sporting, like their summer in England is our winter. And that's when we play footy. And in our summer, their winter, and that's where they play footy. So hard for them to make that time to see each other during the off season, so to speak.
So true.
But you know, I'd love for them to prove me wrong in the sense that they make it work. They, you know, they seem to be very happy together. But I think in all new relationships, there's always that new honeymoon phase kind of thing. So there might be, you know, you obviously go through that period and you'll see drops off when things start. You know, when you I guess that's life though. Hey, like you can't really you'll have relationship issues and problems, but as long as if they worked on those two things and get it out, like I'd love for them, and then if they have kids one day, I'd love for them to play for Kumuls or something. They'll have such genetics.
Before I get into that, because we did post up someone commented on Mary Fowler's image, but when she went overseas, there was all this talk about Jude Bellingham, like liking her photos. He's this superstar at Real Madrid. And people were like, oh, you know, Jude Bellingham's liked her photo now. Like, Cleary has no chance. He's like a superstar, multi-million-dollar Real Madrid player in the same sport as she is. And I just thought it was funny that people were like, because of one like, that they were already canceling their relationship.
That's
like fucking chill, bro. This is, you know, keyboard warriors. But another keyboard warrior was this guy who commented on Mary Fowler's post. Guy or girl from Papua New Guinea, you could tell that you could see it in the display pic. They were like, Mary, you know, you're playing so well. Keep going strong with Nathan Cleary, because one day when you have boys they're gonna win the soccer or rugby World Cup, and it's like they just thought that if they eventually had kids, they were gonna have boys. Like, what if they had a girl?
Yeah. They could be good swimmers or something.
Yeah,
Or like naturally gifted at, even like go and be a solid businesswoman, or like women, sorry.
Yeah,
And just be like a successful CEO of a company or
could
something.
be a podcaster.
Yeah, 100%.
The uncles or something.
Yeah. But yeah, well, that's good. Like, yeah, hopefully there's a little bit of optimism there for them to carry on. Yeah. Actually, speaking about rugby league, what are your thoughts? Because obviously, moving on to the next topic, we've got like PNGs. There's a lot of chat in the media about us having rugby 18th team in the rugby league competition, NRL. I know we touched on it a bit about it a little at the start of the year. Sorry, just in terms of where we're at as a nation, do you think we're ready to sort of have that presence?
I don't think we're there yet.
Yeah.
And that's just to do with our junior pathways programs.
Yeah.
I actually watched a video the other day. ABC was interviewing Marcus Bai, and he said he got asked by James Marape if they should go ahead with the PNGNRL team, and Marcus came back and said to James, like, look, there hasn't been enough done with the junior pathways or programs, especially development in the different districts across the nation. So, if you look at Australia, for example, you go out to Ipswich, or you go out to, your rural areas, they have footy clubs there. And then all those footy clubs feed into
metros.
Your metros, and then after metros, your Q Cup sides.
Yeah.
And it's all just those are building blocks for players to essentially achieve the outcome that they can get. And they have the right coaches and team managers and right facilities in place to be able to get the best out of those players.
Yeah.
And that's something that PNG doesn't have.
Yeah.
Although we have the Digicel Cup and we have, schools competition, it really comes down to the districts and that next step.
Yeah.
And also picking out the best talent. Because if you look at, the pathway here, boys who are 12, 13 are identified and go into rugby league system straight away. And that's at a young age. That's like year 8, year 7. Whereas in Papua New Guinea, you sort of come into rugby league quite late when you're 18. And by that stage, you only have a few more years till, you can crack the NRL or Digicel Cup or wherever you want to go. That's where the best players play there.
Yeah.
So there's still a bit of work to do. Those are the things that they probably need to do first before we step into that ring.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
But that's a very good point. Like, you've covered everything that I have to say in terms of that development. I also think another point to add is attracting players to come and play for the club if they don't want to leave to go and spend time in PNG to obviously I think they were saying the team would be based out of Cairns and they'd have to fly into PNG, play a game and come back. But I think, for example, look at New Zealand Warriors. They had a really good season, and then after that, Aiden Whenua-Blake is considering coming back to Australia because he misses his family living in New Zealand. So I think after we the priority 100% is getting that grassroots solid foundation laid. But then also when we do have a team, it's about attracting players that want to play for PNG, and also bringing someone that's successful from an NRL perspective to then manage a team. And if you look at Gold Coast Titans, they haven't won a premiership since coming in. No Gold Coast team has ever won a premiership across all sporting codes, from soccer, football, AFL. So I think those are the challenges. Is finding the right people that want to be there and want to play for it. But I know PNG like if we get a team, everyone's just gonna train super hard to
yeah.
get there. But it's just about that longevity of it. When like when we have those players that come in and doing the right thing, like we get in a nursery that feeds into those. Like I don't think we need to attract that big of a talent from Australia to go and play for it, but just having some experienced heads like what Redcliffe did would bring Jesse Bromwich or players like that where they'd come from well-established clubs that had good. So I think that would also be another challenge, just finding right players to come in, the right coach. But yeah, I guess that's all sort of a byproduct of once we get that, we need to make sure that we have a nursery. Like, typical example, Penrith Panthers, right? They've got the biggest nursery in rugby league in the world.
And they built that.
Yeah, and they built that. So I reckon PNG, like they've got a population of 400,000-500,000. We've got a population of 3 million, like 8 million, 9 million.
8 million.
So once we build that, imagine how good, like we could be like the All Blacks or rugby union, things like that, which I see that as a potential for us to be like we don't have a big nation, but we can compete in those World Cups or it's just
like we could be trailblazers for the Pacific Island nations. To be that one team like
Fiji,
Samoa was. Samoa made the rugby league grand final last year. And
the World Cup, So
it only takes a few good people in the right position to be able to set few things up. But sadly, as we all know, when you get to that sort of level back home, it comes down to politics. And, it can be quite tough to persuade certain people. But it only takes a few. And I'm sure you would have seen, like, with your experiences going in and playing with the cookbooks and obviously different codes, but you would have seen that when you were training at home and doing all those things, you would have, like, having talked to the players that were based in POM about, what, how they would have come up from the things. Like, you don't really have a solid structure to kind of enable people to then have that already built up. Because, like, having natural talent is one thing, but understanding the game and, like, having, from a young age, repetition and built-in structures and playing, like, footy in that way. Yeah, it's being shown that that high level competition, and that's what makes a difference, when you're learning. So I think a few of the Hunters players are having an opportunity now with the Dolphins side, and they get to go through the Dolphins preseason. So
nice.
And that's only going to be good for them because they're train and trial with the NRL team.
Exactly.
And they get pushed to the limits, and they're only going to be good for the Hunters. But if we could do that at a younger age for your best Papua New Guinean players, say 12, 13, they get sent here. Either they go to a Wavell or they go to Marsden. Put them in those schools, but at the end of the day, that they're going to come back and represent the Commonwealth. But keep a close eye on them. Give them their give them our names. The uncles can look after them. We can direct them. If they ever get hungry, we'll take over some kaka and give it to them. So there's a few different ideas there, and we can go on for ages about this topic and talk about it all night. But that's where we're at.
No, I mean, hopefully too as well, like in a couple of years. I don't think the team will come in until 2023, but on that note, like it'll take more than 5 or so years for us to build that system, and hopefully it's done in the next 5 to 10 years, so that even if we're not the 18th team, we can be 19th or 20th.
Yeah, that's it. It's not the end of the world.
No, it isn't.
The Commonwealth will always be there.
Yes,
M now.
Okay.
That's one of our favorite sayings, I'd say.
M now.
As Papua New Guineans. M now. M now biscuit.
M now biscuit, bro.
Famous.
What's your favorite one? Beef and tomato.
Beef and tomato. Can't go wrong. But then you can't go wrong with snacks.
Yes.
Chicken, snacks, cracker.
Yes.
What's
another one is yes,
Yes, that's one of the biggest sayings. Whenever you you're at a game or
Yeah.
on the street, you just hear, yes, yeah.
What's another one you can think of?
Walk must go, yeah.
Yes. Bro, O'Neill?
Yeah.
Do you reckon he started that or people had said that already?
I don't know. I think people have been saying it.
But he made it.
But he, publicized it.
Yeah. He did.
But for those listeners who don't, speak Pidgin, walk mas goyet means the work continues.
Yes.
Or work keeps going.
It keeps going, yeah.
Yeah. And M now is... M now?
That's
it.
That's
it. Yeah. M now is that's it.
Yeah.
So a lot of the sayings in our language are, it's the feeling that you get when you say it.
Yeah.
And that's how people, express themselves. Whereas if you translate it to English, it doesn't really have the same effect because those words, it's not really a feeling.
Bro, exactly. That's the same with my dad and my Tuaripi, which is the native it's the most common spoken dialect in Gulf, but obviously each different Gulf place, obviously where Xavier Coates is from, where I'm from, there's different versions of Tuaripi and the way that they speak it. But when you translate what is said, it makes sense to them in the language. But when you read it in English, it just everything's sort of said backwards. So I think it's just a way that more so in the moment when you feel something and you say it just it just comes out in that sense. So obviously there's that's why there's a saying called lost in translation.
Yeah.
Because there's that's where it comes from. But yeah, another one is Waibanoga.
Waibanoga.
Why would it be no?
You have to say yes.
Yes.
Waibanoga. Shit, what's some other ones? I'm having a mental blank now.
Yeah.
Yumi go.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, bro. So Yumi go is let's go.
Yeah.
It's just a classic line. Yumi go.
Yeah. Whenever you come and you see someone,
they're
like, oh, you go. Yumi go.
This is Jacqueline's favorite one. Yumi spark.
Yes. Spark. Bro.
Yumi spark. Spark
drunk.
Spark die.
Spark die, yeah.
Spark man.
Spark man. Or wrong man.
Wrong man.
That's a deadly fella. That's a deadly fella.
Yeah. That's a deadly fella.
Wrong man.
Bad guy.
Bad man thing.
London, innit?
Yeah.
Wrong man.
Yeah. What about some?
Wrong man, innit?
What about some Aussie things that?
Yeah, some Aussie.
We say a lot.
Aussie. Fair dinkum.
Fair dinkum, yeah. Fair
dinkum was probably one where I was like, what the hell? When I first got it, I was like, what's going on?
Bro, yes.
What the is fair dinkum? What is fair dinkum?
Yeah. No, exactly. When I first had that, I was like, what is someone saying fair dinkum for? What does it even mean?
I had no idea.
Until
I asked someone.
Yeah. And I think I actually had a PNG person saying that in a conversation.
Really?
To someone. It was at church or something.
Shit.
Yeah.
That's random.
And then... but they had lived down
Real
here.
Aussie bloke.
They lived down here since they were...
True blue.
Yeah, that's another one.
True blue.
Oh, Ken Oath.
Oh, Ken Oath.
Bro, there's...
Fucking Oath.
There's this ad on radio. It's like Kennards. Kennards Thai or something.
Kennards.
And it's like, get Kennards with Ken Oath with Kennards or something.
Oh, man.
True blue.
True blue Aussie.
Yeah. Oka is one.
Oka.
Yeah.
Oka Shana.
Oka.
I don't know. I've never heard
really?
Oka. Yeah.
It's just like very twangy. You when you speak your I might be butchering it, but when someone's just like, oh, good day mate, how you going? Oh,
flame in hell.
Yeah, you're very
you
sound. like more so bush, like you come from the bush and stuff, and you like grew up on the farm.
Yeah.
I think maybe we might be wrong, so we don't want. Yeah.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Please don't hold me on that one.
Flaming mongrel.
Mongrel.
You mongrel.
Oh.
You bloody mongrel.
Bro, are you a home and away or a neighbours guy?
Mum always watch Home and Away.
Yeah. I got to meet Kate Richie.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
She was
Sally Fisher.
I had a bit of a crush on her.
Yeah, Sally Fisher.
Yeah. How is she?
Yeah, she's good.
Still looking good.
Yeah.
Wow. Good on her.
Hosts radio on Nova now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. But still doing well.
Shit.
Long
Long time.
Neighbour. Yeah, long time. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you remember when we were growing up in PNG? There used to be those shows that come on in the afternoon, like Sleepover Club.
Yeah. There was one like a surfing one.
Yes.
It was like Blue
Eyes.
Yeah.
Bro, all the girls on like Sleepover Club have gone on to do like good things. Like Frankie, she was in Tomorrow When the War Began.
Whoa.
Yeah, her name's I can't remember. Caitlin something.
Yeah.
I remember H2O, which is the water. Well, I think there was more so here, but there was but yeah, that those three ladies, and then Mortified. Do you remember watching Mortified? Taylor.
No.
Bro, that was done at the Gold Coast.
Mm.
Do you remember? Yeah. And then like Parallax.
Nah.
Oh.
I can't remember that.
What was some ones that you watched? We used to get a dirty feed of Channel 9 that used to go to PNG and broadcast by MTV.
Always.
Yeah. Like Kids Corner used to come on and they used to be on.
Yeah, Kids Corner.
Yeah.
I remember that. Shit. Not much, eh? Like, that's the only... Saddle Club.
Saddle Club. Bro, do you remember McLeod's Daughters that used to come on at 7:30 at night? Yeah, that was one.
That was a
good show too. Yeah, really good show.
Taking me back.
Yeah.
No, I watched a lot of other.
Yeah, did you ever think
random things?
Did you ever think you were gonna, like, when you're watching the shows, you're like, fuck, these guys are in Australia. I don't think I'd ever be.
Nah, bro.
Yeah,
you
like,
never think about it.
Nah.
You hardly think about it.
And then now living here, I just feel like it's a movie. Like, yeah, that's how, like, you know, obviously not to sound ungrateful, but yeah, you know, growing up in PNG, like, this was just something that we would only, like, even watching Origin and then, like,
so this is the last thing on your mind.
Yeah, exactly, because you're like...
For you think about home. I'm home now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't really think about moving to another country, let alone, you know, coming here.
Not when you're that age.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the last thing you think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of now, you wanted to share with the viewers.
So we've got some exciting news.
Do you want to do a drum roll?
Some very exciting news, guys. Give us a little drum roll, please. The uncles have been working in the background and we've got our new and improved logo.
Yes.
So we'll pop it here for you guys to see.
Yes.
But that's the logo. We hope you all love it and enjoy it as much as we do.
Yeah.
Massive shout out to Gus for putting all that together for us.
If you need anything, reach out to the guy.
Look, we'll put his website in the bio, his Instagram handle. Like, if you need a logo, if you need anything, he's the best guy. We didn't have any troubles. He did it the way he wanted to do.
Yes.
And we
just gave him
the keys to the kingdom. And he came back and he just he killed it. So we're in love with the logo.
Yes, very good.
We'll put it up on our socials so you guys can have a look, and we love it so much. Jackman, your thoughts?
Bro, I can't wait to see it on shirts and hats.
Oh,
like that 2024, better watch out. The uncles are coming in with the bang.
Watch out, guys. We're coming.
Yeah, so I reckon it is just vision, just seeing how Gus has done the design and envisioning that on a shirt or a hat, it flows so well.
Yeah.
Gus, is a talented guy, multi-talented guy. If you need help with social media marketing, Meta, Facebook, Google Ads, hit up the guy too as well, because He does, but yeah, he's
Maybe
very-
if the uncles never ever get to a point where we need to hire people, then
yeah.
maybe he'll be our first hire.
Yeah.
He can be our marketing manager.
Gussie. No, but
You can be the marketing director.
Gussie. No, but yeah, he's done a lot of proper skill work with design and design
Yeah.
school and things like that. So
It's
whatever,
crazy.
when he came with that, like you know, it comes from a lot of like knowledge and experience in that field. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you guys. I really appreciate your work, man.
Thank you so much, Gus, and thank you everyone that's watching and listening.
Yeah.
Once again, episode 34 in the bank.
In the bank.
We'll be winding down
Yes.
the end of the year and going on a bit of a break over Christmas and New Year's because we need a holiday too.
Yes. But we will obviously have a Christmas party.
Yes, but
Well-
December 15th, stay tuned for location still to be announced.
Yes,
but when we announce it, you will know. And please come. If you're sitting on the fence and you don't know, then don't be a pussy. Just kidding. But thank you guys. Thank you, Jackman.
Thank you, Richie.
Cheers, guys.